afternoon, good afternoon. Day 7, dry fast, complete to the hour. And boy, what an experience. I do have a microphone, but I haven't really played around with connecting it or whatever. I just thought I'd do this video, and that's another day's job. I'll hold off for a little bit just to see who joins this live. Well, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. The weather's been glorious. I've been bathing in the sun, absorbing that sun light energy, scalar energy. But yeah, day 7 complete, and I've been reading a book during this time called The Phoenix Protocol, which is all about dry fasting, the benefits of dry fasting, the deep science of dry fasting, you know, all the things it can do for you. And it's so interesting that everything I was doing before I even read the whole book, it's only when I got to the end of the book, it started giving recommendations on how to start the dry fast, how to finish the dry fast, what you should consume after the dry fast. But all the things that I've been doing during the dry fast is pretty much mentioned in the book, which is praying, to be honest. Yeah, pretty divine. But like I said, everything I pretty much do is intuitive, and it just worked out. And even yesterday I was with my partner, and because I was actually going to break in the rising, I was going to break, but I didn't really feel to. And I think it was all to do with I think I already mentioned about putting the pressure on myself. You know, when I got to day 4, like, you know, I'm gonna do 7 days just to, yeah, like really just push. And you know, it was effortless. There was times, I'm not gonna lie, there was times where I didn't feel so good, but then the enemas just definitely helped that. Yeah, there's a lot of changes that I've experienced within my body, which I'll probably go over in another video. But yeah, this is just an update just to say, hey, like, since, yeah, I haven't eaten or drank anything at all, still been doing life stuff, still been working, and I think I've probably worked even harder than I have for a while last week than I have, well, this week, than I have in general. I think that gardening definitely took that to the next level. But yeah, you know, they say you can't survive without eating food for a period of time. You know, that's what I did my 200-day juice fast on just liquids, and yes, you get in the nutrients from the liquids, from the juices. They say you can't live without water for 3 days, and I've just done 7 days. 7 days without water, and yeah, it's definitely a profound experience. And I think because I've been I wouldn't say I've been like my most energetic self well, I think I have been my energetic self at periods. I think more around the people that I'm with, they could probably see that, okay, my energy is a bit more reserved, and that's just because I don't want to use up my energy unnecessarily. So yeah, I didn't want to use my energy unnecessarily. But apart from that, I've really been just like pretty normal, to be honest, considering like not consuming anything. I've been around people that are eating, drinking, you know. Yeah, this has gotta be intact to do something like this, because and now I can understand why people may want to be around, like not be around people when they're doing something like this. They may feel like there's going to be distractions, or they may feel like there's going to be yeah, distractions, and may take them off course. But I think I'm so headstrong that not much will take me off what I'm kind of wanting to do. But yeah, yesterday I was reading the book, and then it was telling me how to break. And usually, so when I broke my juice cleanse, I broke it the way that had been recommended. But then whenever I've done, like, 24-hour dry fasts and all that sort of stuff, or not eating but just having liquids up until like many hours, and then like 20 hours in, I'd break and have some food. There's been so many times where I haven't done it the way that's recommended. And like I said, when your body is a lot cleaner, you can kind of get away with a little bit more. But obviously this is like the biggest fast I've done. Yes, the 200 days was a big deal. It's a big thing, but like not having food, not having water is a real deal, like throughout that whole period of time is a different thing. So the way that they recommend to breaking it is by like sipping, like they say to have a sip of water, I think it's like every 15 minutes. And I'm like, no, like, yeah, I understand, I've done all this, and now I've got to like take sips. But yeah, of course I didn't really stick to that. I didn't gulp. I took a mouthful and I just like swallowed it in little bits, and that's what I've been pretty much doing. So yeah, although I've broken my dry fast, I've only had water today. I've only had water, but I intend to go home and have a glass of coconut water. I'm not meant to have any fruits, sweet fruits, for like another week, I think it is. So yeah, I'll just be on liquids. I'll probably have like maybe some cucumber juice, that sort of thing. I'll have some fermented juice as well, just to get my body back online. And I'm also will be taking the clay water at night time as well. So now my body's in a phase of, my body's been flooded with like stem cells, and there's a continuation. So because that's all happening, there's a lot of things happening inside of my body that this is all new for me. I think it's best I do things the correct way. But yeah, as I said, I've already experienced the benefits. Yes, there's like I'm a little bit tired right now, and I think my body's still flushing stuff out. So I will do an enema today when I get back at some point. But yeah, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Huge deal. Big deal. I've lost the weight, lost some weight, or should I say lost some waist. I've tracked all of that. That's yet to be posted. Like I said, I document everything. I'm a true researcher of self. I like to document things. I like to share info for people to see, for people to witness. I'm a myth debunker. I debunk myths. What you've been told, what you've been programmed to think. I will show you that there's a lot of lies, and That was never my main, that's never my purpose, that's never my sole purpose. But everything I've done that's been intuitive, which has been pretty much most things, has been done without any sort of health implications to drive the thing that I'm doing. But it just so happens that when I've had those experiences and I've done the thing, I then look back and be like, oh, hold on a second, we were told that X, Y, and Z. So yeah. But if you are going through some stuff, I don't really care what level it's at. I'm not gonna say anything else, but dry fasting is the way. So everything I've done, when I've done the juice, I was calling it a juice fast. It's not a fast. A fast is only when you abstain from absolutely nothing. No food, no water. That's a fast. I now know that is a fast. Everything else I've been doing, that's just a juice diet, a juice cleanse, a herb cleanse, a herb diet, a water diet, a water cleanse. A fast is absolute no water, no food going through you, internal, orally, through your mouth. So yeah. And I'm here, I'm alive, I didn't die, I'm here to tell the story. I'm live, in action, giving you the proof, giving you the evidence, and still showing up to show you the real deal, what's really going on. And I'm so blessed. I've been blessed to be here, to experience what I've experienced, to be given the divine information, the divine understandings, to be able to tap into the pool of the abundant information that we all have access to. But you've got to be aligned to get the information. You don't just get the information. You can read the information, you can speak the information, but you don't feel the information. You can't express the information with the emotion, with the real feel, until you've taken yourself on that journey. Like you can't be taught, is what I'm saying. You can't be taught. So yes, people might think, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that and this is bad for you. These are people that are living in fear. These are people that don't want to acknowledge or see the truth for what it actually is. The reason why most people are triggered, if you're triggered, is because your subconscious, your deep self, the deeper layer within yourself, that blueprint of yourself knows, but you're battling against it. You're fighting against it because your reality right now doesn't align with that. So yeah, you know, I share these videos. They'll be there, they will live on when I'm not here in this realm. You know, I know a lot of people that this information doesn't align with them, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But there are so many other people that this information aligns with them. So until those people that are maybe on the fence, those people that don't feel called to do anything, just know there will be a time, if you're living a particular way, living a particular lifestyle, there will be a time where you're going to be seeking, and best believe you shall find. but are you open enough? Are you aware enough? And are you going to be accountable to take on the information? And that's that. That is that. And you know, even when I got to the 7th day, and when I did decide to break it on the night with just some water, I could have continued, but I think I just took the book as a bit of I took it as a sign. It says, you know, if you're not battling any sort of life, health, battling condition, then end on 7 days. The Phoenix protocol is typically 7 days. So I thought, you know, I don't really need to continue really. This is an experience for me, an experience for me to share. And yeah, to really have an understanding of true dry fasting, not a day, not 2 days, not 3 days. You know, you come across 3-day water fast, and even then, it does not compare. It does not compare. And believe it or not, it actually gets easier when you allow yourself just to be in the thing. If you start overthinking, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, like your body's gonna start acting up. So you just gotta kind of ignore it. And I'm not advising anybody to do it, even though at the beginning I did say dry fasting. If you're dealing with anything, you're battling with anything, dry fasting, do it under supervision. Do it with somebody. Consult your medical professional, whatever it may be. Like they say, when you get past 3 days, you need to have support by somebody and all this sort of stuff. I didn't. But that's just me, you know. But yeah, 7 days, no food, no water, no herbals, nothing. You are more powerful than you can possibly imagine, but you have to trust. You have to trust the creator that created you. Yes, you can live a period of time without the food. Yes, you can live a period of time without the water, but you can't live without breath. There's the telltale sign. Utilize breath. Learn how to breathe properly. There's an art to breathing properly. Believe it or not. Most people don't breathe properly. I can't say most people because I don't know everybody, but the people I've come across don't breathe properly. Not all, anyway. Maybe one. It's all about the breath. You know, talking up to 2 hours, apparently you lose 3 liters of water. So even during this time, like, talking was at a minimum. Even now, me talking, yes, I'm drinking the water now, and I was doing the videos, but that's just because, like, I want to share the information. I want to share the information. The information has to be shared. You know, so, but yeah, I'm here. I'm just giving you the daily. I have posted on YouTube. The videos are a bit delayed, but yeah, the videos are a little bit delayed. Give me one moment. Yeah, the videos are a little bit delayed, so only today. And I know if you're not watching this live now, you're not gonna know until you see the video, but I've only released part 2 of my 80+ hours, and that was like 3 days in. So the next one is gonna be the 100+ hours, I believe, and I've already finished. So yeah. But what do I have? Do I have any nuggets for you? There's always nuggets. There is always nuggets. But I guess hopefully just by the way I communicate, the way I talk, the way that I can feel energy, I can feel the energy of people. And this has been for a while, to be honest with you. So when I come across videos and I come across people, maybe they are trying to be perceived in a particular way, I can always bypass that. I always see the truth because I can see the pain, I can see the eyes, I feel the energy, I can feel it. So I kind of know, I have a feeling that you just know that, or maybe you don't, because maybe there's some blockages or whatever it may be. But I know that, yeah, like I can speak, I can talk freely, I can talk about what I've been through and what I experienced because I really lived it, I really experienced it, I really be doing this. So um yeah. And yeah, even now like me and my partner, we went to the park, got out of the car, felt dizzy all of a sudden, but the dizziness is it's the toxins still like circulating. So then that's where the enemas come in. It just makes that makes the whole journey like more pleasant, and it just allows your body to flush a little bit more. And there is that equation. I haven't even done an updated one, but like yeah, 7 days on the dry fast is going to be equivalent to, I don't even know. I need to do the figures. I need to figure it out. But yeah, it's when they talk about fasting in the religious, the holy books, no matter what religion you are with, assigned to, fasting, true fasting is no food, no water. So all the things that we've been doing, like so you see, you come across the juice cleanses. I've done the juice cleanses of the raw foods, I've done the raw foods, I've done the water, I've done these things, just watermelon juice, I've done those, like, but dry fasting is the only fast. Is the only fast. No food, no water. If you This will bring things to surface that you might not even realize. Like dry fasting is it. It's the pinnacle. And it's so cool that your body has all the makeup tools. Like your body won't go through the proper healing until it's starved of its kind of resources. That only happens in a dry fasted state over a period of time, not just going to sleep and you're waking up in the morning. Like there's certain things that get turned on after so many days, and you can't achieve that any other way. So basically, and I don't know if you know, but if you're a mother giving birth in a hospital and they take the placenta, they sell the placenta, and then they extract the stem cells from the placenta, and people actually go through stem cell therapy. And stem cell therapy costs like £25,000 or $25,000, which would be a bit less in pounds. But it's a real thing. But the thing is that when they're getting the stem cells, that's where the youthfulness comes in. You kind of reverse it's an anti-aging thing. Like it does so much for you that you probably don't even know. But you can bypass all that and dry fast and get it for free. And not only get it for free, but you're actually getting the stem cells that are designed for you, as opposed to getting stem cells, foreign stem cells from uh, somebody else that probably doesn't really match up with you. So we have everything we need, and you just got to trust in this body that you have. So before, when parasites they control your paradigm, and until you've released parasites and seen the parasites and acknowledge the parasites and know that they are very smart, very, very smart, until you have that acknowledgement, until you have that understanding of that, it's going to be hard for you to even comprehend like what I'm even talking about right now. But I hope and I pray that the majority of people get on board, get online, and remember, you know, Nitro. People refer me to Nitro. Nitro, the name. Nitro is an acronym. Nitro stands for now you're starting to remember one. And I'll end it there. But for those that have joined, been along on this journey of my dry fasting journey, the journey keeps journeying, and I'm sure I'm going to be discovering and having understandings on more things. The energy is real. The energy is real. And yeah, me personally, I don't know anyone around me that has done a dry fast over a day. I don't know anyone that's done a juice cleanse longer than 20 days, like physically around me. There are people online. I've come across people online that have done 12-day dry fast, like 20-day dry fast because they're trying to heal something. I've come across people that have done 365 days of juicing, but it's not a everybody thing. And I've already expressed and I've already told you about my lifestyle. I can probably relate to most people in terms of a lifestyle of eating, eating whenever, eating 3 times a day, bulking up, trying to gain weight and taking the protein powders and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, of course there would have been damage inside of me. Of course, I'm not naive to that. I've already expressed that already. But like my lifestyle is completely flipped around, and that's just because of like the whole cleansing journey. Like when you start clearing up, that's when your true self starts to awaken. We are made up of trillions and trillions of cells, and we just refer to ourself as a self. We just separate ourself with like the organs and your eyes and your brain, and but the trillion cells is what is the makeup of you, your complete you. So I'm gonna leave it there. We're approaching half an hour. I advise you, if you want to watch the video, it seems like a bit too long, you can speed it up or just listen. The background's always going to be the same, so if you're ever out and about, you can just listen. I'm not showing you anything, so you can just listen. I'm going to play around with the microphone that I've got. I'm going to go in. I'm going to have a glass of coconut water, which is going to be so nice. It's in the fridge. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.